Dude, I'm having a lot of fun with this stuff. This is the last one because I want to actually go practice the guitar and make I'm making a video game. Now that AI has made graphics easy to come by, I can finally do my dream of making a video game. And we're kind of in this sliver of human history where AI hasn't completely replaced all knowledge of technology. So, for this brief window of time, I can still make a game before AI makes the game for you entirely. And so I'm not gonna let that opportunity slip by because if there was a thing that I wanted to do to make a bunch of money, it would be to make a fun video game. And by the way, I'm gonna try to make one with zero RNG. I think the concept of RNG is actually quite satanic. Um, I mean, I haven't, there's no such thing as random, right? But anyways, we're not gonna go into that. I'm gonna talk to you quickly about why Demon Slayer is unequivocally gay. If you don't think Demon Slayer, the anime, is gay, you might be gay yourself. Okay, let me give you an example here. And this is going to sound a little extreme, but I have the one drop rule. If you got a little bit of gay in you, you might as well have full blown African AIDS. Okay? Um and if you apply that infallible rule. Okay, the problem is Christ didn't mention that rule in the Bible, but I'm kind of bringing it to you. Okay, okay, that might be blasphemy, but okay, you don't understand when they make things like this, right? When they make entertainment, there's many reasons to make entertainment, and it's not to entertain you. Okay, it is to subvert you. Actually, no, it is to entertain you. It is to distract you from the world around you, and that is called losing sobriety, right? You are worse, you are more of a drunk when you watch television than you are when you drink. Okay? Drinking allows for spirits to come in temporarily, but for how long? You're not going to be drunk for 3 hours when you sit there, but you will when you're at a movie theater and time flies and you don't have a thought of your own and you're just watching a screen televising all of the false images and memories into your mind as you forget your own life and your own history and your own childhood, and all of those memories get erased and they get wiped out and they get replaced by television. Okay, that's the purpose of television. So now, granted, I'm not saying they made the entire anime. Okay, the whole purpose of the entire, if it was, then it would be unequivocally gay. Okay, um, is this is one of the main characters. Sick, right? Really cool dude. I'm all for the guys that are brutes, that are strong, that train, that are like he's like one of those guys that's like a dumbass, but he's just gonna use the only thing he has, and that is brute strength, and that's how he's gonna beat the bad guy. Like that. I'm all for that. It's called retard maxing. I'm all for retard maxers. Okay. They revealed what he looked like. Let's watch it being revealed to you. Notice. Notice.
Are you kidding me? That's what you look like!
Okay, so I'm not even crazy to make this assumption. Just because this what I'm about to say is not officially stated. By the way, Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network. Okay.
What the hell you say? You got a problem with my face or something? I don't know what to make of you right now.
Okay. That's a trans dude. Although it was not made official. Um, Inosuke. Let me see if there's some more images of him. Okay, like here's the Google. Here's the final arbiter of truth AI overview. It's not explicitly stated that he's trans, dude. A dude that grew up in the mountains fighting beasts does a face reveal and it looks like this. Okay, don't forget the entire arc where Uh, something district arc. Uh, what is it called? And dude, entertainment district. Okay, what happens in the entertainment district is each one of these guys, each one of these guys, these young men, and it's not just like young men. By the way, they used to have little boys portray females a lot of times in theater because obviously theater is very gay, and theater is just the same thing as movies. So movies are very gay. Anime is just another form of theater, so it's really gay. Um, you have these dudes. You're telling me that a guy like this passed as a chick with a little bit of makeup at a brothel, right? The whole point they were here, there it's like they were in each prostitution house, different parts of the city, playing as like like one of the products of the trade. Okay, now, either that means that they were trying to act like chicks, meaning they were basically being as much as trans as possible. Okay? Now, an adult walking into there would be like that's a little boy, right? Now, if you were to pay for that little boy, you're kind of gay, right? But there's also another thing that begins with a P. Um, but you see the point I'm trying to make is for half of the movie, it was little boys dressed up as girls working in the entertainment district. What are we doing here? It's like, oh, it's just part of the plot. It's like, no. Each movie and TV show is designed, and so when you take the culmination, the summation, in math, it's called, I think it's called epsilon. I think it's called epsilon. Yeah. Okay. This is called the summation. Weird magic rune. This little E thing is like it's funny, dude. I once understood all of this. Um okay. That means you add up all of the values of that function, and the result of that is what you're going for. You're not even going for the formula, you're going for the sum total of the formula. So within each like, granted, this only has n as a formula, but okay, let's just make this little squiggly e another variable. Okay, and then you have other conditions at the bottom underneath the e, and then it's like, okay, whatever, math. Okay, but just take a look at every one of these letters in here is another variable you manipulate. Okay, and so how many elements are there when you create television? You just have to push one thing, give it a slight nudge, and a slight nudge, and a slight nudge there, and a slight nudge there, and then the summation at the end of, okay, at the end of the movie, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, where has the summation gone? Okay, and I'll tell you, it's like you take a look at Spider Man. Oh, which Spider Man? Is which Spider-Man's your favorite Spider-Man? Oh no, they made a black one. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, go watch the first Spider-Man and then tell me that in the first Spider-Man, people were looking to settle down and have families, and chicks were looking at men at their classmates as suitable men to be fathers. Okay, and you kind of and like a woman was like, okay, I mean, I like you, but the other guy's showing a little bit more promise. I'm gonna kind of have to go with him unless if you turn it around a little bit. And you had to quickly win the heart of the girl, and the girl was going to make a commitment very fast, and she's going to stick to it, and that is the risk of life. Then you have little Shaquando. I've never even seen this one. That's crazy. And then you look at, well, I've seen this one, the one that's like in the Marvel with this dude. And I'm pretty sure this guy probably has done face surgery. Um, I just have a feeling he's done it. Something about his face just doesn't seem right to me. That second one seems very sus to me. The way he acts seems very theatrical and like seems a little sus. You know, I have a little hunch going off. But actually, dude, now you have Spider-Man around the universe. Like 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 how many Spider-Man has gone worldwide, you know? Like you just change because it's notoriously red, white, and blue, which is the flag, it's the color of the American flag. Um, you know, red and blue and what, you know what I mean? So you just change the theme to whatever country it is. I guess to blend in with the people. You know, now that you have a Brazilian flag, that people will accept you as a Brazilian. It just means that you know what this means? This means Brazil has fallen. That's what that means. Because there's a Brazilian Spider-Man, that means that the entire nation of Brazil, you know, from top down and bottom up, has accepted globalism. It's over for them. Do they know it's over for them? I don't know, but on a large scale, they have adopted and they're indoctrinated, and therefore they love Brazilian Spider-Man. Um, but you know, it's like, you know, the example. The reason why I'm bringing up the Spider-Man is because you will see how they use movies over time to shift ideology. This is why they have to keep remaking Spider-Man, because it's one of the entry points. It's supposed to be a guy as a senior in high school, is notoriously the concept here. So, what is the definition of a man as a senior in high school has to go from somewhat responsibility, trying to figure it out, to he's like a man child, right? Um, and that's how it goes. So that is the perfect example of how they use television to shift society down the rabbit hole of degeneracy. And you know, without a doubt, no straight individual will take a look at this character and be like, "Oh, what's underneath that?" Because they're trying to propagate certain possibilities into the idea of children. So some of, you know, imagine you really liked this character and you were a little kid. You know how when you're a little kid and you know, you go see, you know, Batman or something, and then you want a Batman backpack, and you want a Batman outfit, and you want to play Lego Batman, and Batman, right? You want to associate. Let me see if I could get this a little bit lighter. You're trying to associate with Batman and not your father, right? You've replaced that male authority in your life with everything Batman does. Okay, it's quite heinous. It really is if you really think about it. You should try to emulate your father. And by the way, that would make your dad happy. You think it makes your dad happy that you're replicating like a fucking cartoon character? He wants you to be like him and all the good parts about him, and he wants you to be strong and smart and a ladies' man and charismatic and successful and avoid all of the mistakes he's done. And now you're hooked on Batman. You have been programmed. Television programming, that's what they call it. Your mind's vision has completely hooked onto the channel frequency and programming of Batman. That is heartbreaking, dude. Now you go and you watch one of these kid cartoons, and now your kid loves this guy, and then he's trying to become just just as transgender as he is. You know, he's trying to become transgender, just like him. Let's see. Like, how is that not trans? How is that not trans? And it's weird. It's like this is really weird. This is like trans, and it's got a little feeling of a little bestiality in there. I mean, the way he's holding that, this is not. This is not a masculine. You, dude. I mean, look. It's okay. I don't know if I'm like speaking to the choir. Like, I don't know what the general sentiment is or how demasculated the state of male condition is nowadays. But you don't have the fur of a beast you slayed, and you're tenderly doing like one of these. Okay, he's doing one of these. Okay, yeah, but it's in like an anime form, right? So he's like mewing into the corner, and he's going like this. Okay, um, you don't do that. Okay, because I have the fur of a beast. Okay, I have a um I think it's a I think it's a grizzly bear. I have a grizzly bear fur, and the first thing I did, okay, is I try to replicate this dude. By the way, this was the first thing I did when I got the fur. I'm like, how can I make this? How can I do this? Specifically, let's see. Is there more poses of this guy? Yeah. How can I be this guy? This is a wolf, though. We don't need to look into it. How can I be this dude? Okay. I immediately put it on my head, and I was like, okay, we need the teeth sticking out. I need it draping over the shoulder. I need it to be like a cape, and then I need to be able to take it off and rest it on my shoulder. And at no point was I like, ew, my bear fur. No, no, it was like my bear fur, right? You get what I'm saying? Zero seconds of my life went to doing this. And I think he has colored fingernails in the actual. Um, I don't remember. I don't remember. But I think I've made the point. It's like, okay, one aspect of it is gay. Dude, if you were to make a movie, how many aspects of your movie would be gay? How many gay characters would you have in there that are also lead roles as the good guys? How many of them? Think about it. I mean, maybe you'll do a redemption arc where the guy stops being gay and, he decides, okay, fine, he's a little fucked up, but he decides to be celibate for the rest of his life. Um, something like that. Maybe he uses his um, weird damage that he suffered, and then he goes and he works at like an orphanage for like women and battered women and things like that. And because he's gay, he won't be tempted, and so he fits right in that perfect role, and he works on that, and it's like that would be a good redemption arc for that. It's like the drunk who quit drinking because he realized, X, Y, and Z. Like we've seen some of those. You could imagine like a cool plot line, like the drunk swordsman, blah blah blah, gives it up, goes sober. It's like they show this all the time. Uh, Fishman. What's so fascinating? I mean, the reason why I keep showing up One Piece as an example for anime is because they have like thousands and thousands and thousands of episodes and so many archetypes and character designs that you can't help but go into it and like analyze it and pick it apart. Like this guy, the drunk octopus guy. Drunk octopus swordsman. What is his name? Whatever this guy is. Okay? But this is when he's still drunk and a vile gang member. I don't know if he ever cleans it up, but he obviously got turned into sushi. when he faced, Zoro, which is, one dimensional. It's like such a, but it's cool. I mean, it's cool. There's definitely a cool level of creativity here in One Piece. I'm not gonna lie. That's why it is fun to analyze it. I still love One Piece. One Piece is my favorite anime of all time. I mean, it's just, you want better for the things you like, you know? Um, and we're all fallen men. We all have our vices. We're not all like perfect with our hobbies and our behaviors. I like anime. I like to draw. I mean, I used to draw. I haven't. I should start drawing again. Just because it's fun. It's just fun. You know. Um, so yeah, that's all for now, guys. Truther.tv. We did a lot of episodes today, so if I don't see any one of you fuckers hitting the like button or subscribing, you're dead to me. And by the way, I'm a smart guy. You think you're gonna fucking outsmart me? Okay, I know. I know who's made it to the end. I know who clicks on it and then looks away. You can't fuck with me. I'm too good for this. No, I'm just kidding. But you do you, boo. Truther.tv. Thanks for watching. See you next time.